Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Nandana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Nandana Yamuna Tira Vanachani Yamuna Tira Vanachani Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Rajana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, for those who are not here every day, what we're doing is today's Srimad-bhagavatam class, but every day we're trying to memorize a couple of verses, and which will from Sri Upanishad, and then which will gradually phase into actually studying Sri Upanishad as part of the Bhakti Shastra course, which I will be teaching. But we have to put the course together, so we're just starting like this. Okay, so we're just before we go into Srimad-bhagavatam, then we'll just chant this first verse through, and then translation, yeah, and then gradually we'll add more and more parts to the actual Bhakti Shastra course, starting with the Sri Upanishad, and that way we'll just start putting these things together. Okay, so just Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Anyone know? Some of you have from memory for sure. Huh?
Om Purnamada Purnamidam
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Let's just chant it anyway. Read it. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Okay, so we'll go into the translation. The personality of Godhead is perfect and complete, and because He is completely perfect, all emanations from Him, such as this phenomenal world, are perfectly equipped as complete wholes. Whatever is produced of the complete whole is also complete in itself, because He is the complete whole. Even though so many complete units emanate from Him, He remains the complete balance. Then we go into Srimad-bhagavatam. Yes. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we're reading today from the Srimad-bhagavatam 8th Canto, Chapter 5, Text 29. The chapter is called The Demigods Appeal to the Lord. For protect. Oh, actually, this chapter is called The Demigods Appeal to the Lord for Protection. Okay? Ya eka varnang tamasa parang tad alokam avyaktam anantaparam asang chakaro pasuparnam enam upasate yoga retena diraha ya eka varnang tamasa parang tad alokam avyaktam anantaparam asang chakaro pasura asang chakaro pasuparnam enam upasate yoga retena diraha ya eka varnang tamasa parang tad alokam avyaktam anantaparam asang chakaro pasuparnam enam upasate yoga retena diraha ya eka varnang tamasa parang tad aloka avyaktam anantaparam asang chakaro pasuparnam enam upasate yoga retena diraha alokam avyaktam anantaparam asang chakaro upasate yoga retena diraha ya eka varnang tamasa parang tad alokam avyaktam anantaparam asang chakaro upasate yoga retena diraha. Ya eka varnang tamasa parang tad alokam avyaktam anantaparam asang chakaro paranam upasate yoga retena diraha ya eka varnang tamasa parang tad aloka avyaktam anantaparam asang chakaro pasuparnam enam upasate yoga retena diraha Ya eka varnang tamasa parang tad. Alokam avyaktam ananta param. Asang chakram enam. Upasate yoga ratena tira. So, word for word synonyms. Yaha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who? Ekavarnam, absolute, situated in pure goodness. Tamasa, to the darkness of the material world. Param, transcendental. Tat, that. Alokam, who cannot be seen. Avyaktam, not manifested. Anantaparam, unlimited, beyond the measure of material time and space. Asam chakara, situated. Upasuparnam, on the back of Garuda. Enam, him. Upasate, worship. Yoga ratena, by the vehicle of mystic yoga. Dhiraha, persons who are sober, undisturbed by material agitation. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is situated in pure goodness, Shuddha Sattva, and therefore he is Eka Varna, the Omkar Pranava. Because the Lord is beyond the cosmic manifestation, which is considered to be darkness, he is not visible to our material eyes. Nonetheless, he is not separated from us by time or space, but is present everywhere. Seated on his carrier, Garuda, he is worshipped by means of mystical yogic power by those who have achieved freedom from agitation. Let us all offer our respectful obeisances unto him. So repeat after me. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is situated in pure goodness, Shuddha Sattva, and therefore he is Eka Varna, the Omkar Pranava. Because the Lord is beyond the cosmic manifestation, which is considered to be darkness, he is not visible to material eyes. Nonetheless, he is not separated from us by time or space, but is present everywhere. Seated on his carrier, Garuda, he is worshipped by means of mystical yogic power by those who have achieved freedom from agitation. Let us all offer our respectful obeisances unto him. Srila Prabhupada's purport. These are the demigods offering prayers to Lord Kshirodaksha Vishnu, who's on Shweta Dweep, because they're having some major difficulties in the universe. So they have to come and ask Lord Vishnu to help. And so they, of course, you always have to approach the Lord with so many prayers, Vedic authorized type prayers, before asking the Lord to do anything. So this is all part of the glorification of the Lord before they make their request. Purport. Sattva Vedung Vasudeva Shabditam. From the Srimad-bhagavatam 4th Canto, 3rd chapter, 23rd verse. In this material world, the three modes of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, prevail. Among these three, goodness is the platform of knowledge, and passion brings about a mixture of knowledge and ignorance. Passion brings a mixture of knowledge and ignorance, but the mode of ignorance is full of darkness. Therefore, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is beyond darkness and passion. He is on the platform where goodness or knowledge is not disturbed by passion and ignorance. This is called the Vasudeva platform. It is on this platform of Vasudeva that Vasudeva, or Krishna, can appear. Thus, Krishna appeared on this planet as the son of Vasudeva, because the Lord is situated beyond the three modes of material nature. He is unseen by those who are dominated by these three modes. One must therefore become dhira, or undisturbed by the modes of material nature. The process of yoga may be practiced by one who is free from the agitation of these modes. Therefore, yoga is defined in this way: yoga indriya samyama. As previously explained, we are disturbed by the indriyas, or senses. Moreover, we are agitated by the three modes of material nature, which are imposed upon us by the external energy. In conditional life, the living entity moves turbulently in the whirlpool of birth and death, but when one is situated on the transcendental platform of Vishuddha Sattva, pure goodness, he can see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who sits on the back of Garuda. Lord Brahma offers his respectful obeisances unto that Supreme Lord. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Ganajana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. The material nature that is being described here in this verse and purport consists of three modes of nature. It consists of three modes of material nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance. And no one, practically speaking, is in this material world is purely goodness or passion or ignorance. We're all combinations. Our nature is controlled by a combination of these three modes of nature. In fact, the reason that there are so many species of life, because the animals and plants are also controlled by these modes of nature. So the reason there are so many different species of life, and the reason that there are so many, every person is different from each other, is because we're all affected by different combinations of these three modes of material nature. Srila Prabhupada explains, like, if you take three modes of material nature times three, times three, times three, times three, so many times, it becomes a very big number, and that is because we have so many combinations of those three modes of nature that affect our own nature. Now in the material world, there's a little bit of goodness, there's a lot of passion, and there's a lot of ignorance. And if one's in the mode of goodness, it means or is favorable for knowledge, for gaining knowledge. And knowledge means the from a Vedic point of view or a Krishna conscious point of view, knowledge we have a different understanding of than knowledge, what we call knowledge, like university knowledge and so like that. Because knowledge actually means to understand what is God, or who is God rather, what is material nature, what is spiritual, that distinction, and who is the controller of both. Not just the material, understanding material nature and spiritual nature, but understanding that Krishna, the God, He is the controller of everything. So mode of goodness is favorable for cultivating that kind of knowledge, the actual knowledge. And then mode of passion, under the influence of the mode of passion, we become very, very eager to strive in so many ways just to enjoy our material senses, and those in the mode of greatly in the mode of passion in Vedic culture, when they're actually following some portion of the Vedas, they would also be aspiring for going to heavenly planets and getting different kinds of material benefits on the basis of different Vedic knowledge, Vedic information, by worshiping the demigods, by performing different kinds of material sacrifices, and then those in the mode of very much in the mode of ignorance are basically don't have any knowledge. The Vedic in Vedic civilization, though, even though you found people in all the different modes of nature and all different combinations of those modes of material nature, the system was set up so nicely, the Varnashram system, Daivi Varnashram system, that everyone could, by following the rules and regulations and the laws, Vedic laws, everyone could advance. We're all in different levels, from the most pure to the most in the most mode of ignorance. But everyone, by following some basic principle in life, could gradually advance. Because even if you were in the mode of passion, very much in the mode of passion, and worshiping demigods and aspiring for, higher elevation to heavenly planets and so on, but in those mantras and those procedures for worshiping the demigods, Lord Vishnu is always mentioned. So you're giving a little bit of Krishna consciousness. You're adding a little bit of Krishna consciousness into your material endeavors. So therefore, and then we have in Vedic culture, we have what's called sanskaras. Sanskara actually means, it gives an impression. Huh? Sanskara actually means it's something that gives an impression. You do something and it makes you think more about God, in this case, like that. So we have some scars there, and from beginning of life to the end of life. So one of the big sanskaras, which was also performed, I think it's the only one that was performed in Vedic culture by the Shudra class, and everyone, including the Shudras, was marriage, because the the Sudras didn't have to follow much of anything. They were pretty low, but everyone, if they wanted, man and woman wanted to be together, they had to follow the principle of marriage. And then the sanskara is like, in marriage, of course, the marriage itself is a sanskara, which is meant to not simply to become a means for a lot of sense gratification. The marriage is meant to be an ashram by which the husband and wife and later on children can together become Krishna conscious. That's the principle of marriage. We were reading, actually, this is the previous chapter. Before this chapter, we were reading about Gajendra, the king of the elephants, who had fought with a big crocodile for 1,000 years. For 1,000 years, he was fighting with this crocodile in the water and couldn't defeat him. And the lesson, or a lesson from that narration, that chapter, was that we should be in whatever order of life in the Varnashram system. We should be in whatever order of life we are comfortable in, we're strongest in, so that we can practice Krishna consciousness. So if someone is inclined for a married life and is artificially trying to be sannyasi or remain as brahmachari, like that, then it may not be the most favorable condition, the strongest position. It's like Gajendra. Gajendra was an elephant is naturally a land animal. They may go into the water to bathe, cool off, like that. But they're strongest on land. And so when that elephant got caught by a big crocodile out in the water, he had a very hard time and actually couldn't defeat him until he finally prayed to the Lord, and the Lord came and killed the crocodile and saved him. But the lesson in there is that we should live in whatever order of life we are feel comfortable with or strongest in. Then that's the order of life that we should be in, so that we can concentrate our attention on becoming Krishna conscious. That's the point. And for someone else, maybe the strongest position is as a sannyasi, or someone else maybe as a brahmachari. But whatever our position is, then we live in that, should live in that condition. And if we want to become Krishna conscious, we need to become dhira, and dhira means that we're undisturbed by the modes of material nature. And the only way that we're going to become undisturbed by the three modes of material nature is to become transcendental to them. So Bhagavad Gita says, what's that verse? I don't remember the Sanskrit, sorry. Anyway, the essence of it is that when we can transcend, it's right at the end of the chapter. Yeah, what's the translation? Yeah, without falling down at any moment. Transcend the three modes of material nature. Yeah. So yes, so if we want to become, because if we think, wow, I'm really being pushed around by these modes of material nature. This is really tough. How am I going to do this? But the solution is to become fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness, fully absorbed in devotional service. So if we can, by becoming fully absorbed in devotional service, and we automatically, without special endeavor, overcome the influence of the three modes of material nature. And that, of course, is what Srila Prabhupada gave us the tools to do. That's a special thing about this Krishna consciousness movement. We've all come from whatever position we've come from. Maybe not in good background. Maybe so in good background. I can't speak for everyone else, but in general, in the material world, we've not been born into as pure devotees of Krishna. I think generally that's true. But by following this process of Krishna consciousness, as Srila Prabhupada gave it to us, then we can gradually overcome the influence of these three modes of material nature. It says by rendering service to the pure devotee, and by studying the Srimad-bhagavatam, hearing the Srimad-bhagavatam, studying Srimad-bhagavatam, rendering service to the pure devotees, then all that's inauspicious in the heart will be taken away. And it seems like, how is this possible? It seems like it doesn't seem possible, but practical experience in Krishna consciousness is if we regularly hear the philosophy. That's why Srila Prabhupada made Srimad-bhagavatam Class it's a regular part of the morning program. And Bhagavad Gita, Shishi Radha, Brita Vihari, Jagannath, Balaram, Vedasivadra, Vedashigade, Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada gave us he set up our system of sadhana. This is one of the things that Srila Prabhupada, as the founder Acharya of ISKCON, did. He set up our system of sadhana, which includes, of course, we all know, Mangal Artik, and Guru Puja, and Saraswati Puja, and Srimad-bhagavatam Class. In the evenings, we're supposed to be having Bhagavad Gita class. Maybe we can get back into that here one day. And hearing the regular philosophy like this, Srila Prabhupada established deities in many temples, so many temples, as also a necessary means for becoming Krishna conscious. And he's given it, so between the philosophy and the practical application of that philosophy, then we can and we will, and we are becoming Krishna conscious. It's a fact. So our system is not that we just say, okay, just have faith. You won't experience anything good right now but just wait to the end of your life and then you'll go back to Godhead. That's not our system. Our system is that we practically apply the philosophy. We hear the philosophy. We have to keep hearing it, otherwise there's a lot of other philosophies outside that will give us other ideas. So we have to keep hearing the philosophy every day and applying it and engaging in practical day-by-day devotional service. And by doing that devotional service day by day, then we will experience the change in heart. We'll experience a change in heart. So it's not that we have to, wait to the end of our life and then see, well, I hope what I believed in is actually real. We don't have to do like that. We are day by day, not even week by week, but day by day, by following this process of Krishna consciousness, by chanting our rounds, by following the principles, by hearing the philosophy, by serving Krishna deity, by telling people about Krishna, and just we will directly experience the change in heart. For sure, we'll experience a change in heart, and that change in heart that we are directly experiencing will, of course, increase our faith. We start off with faith. Shraddha is actually the first step in the levels of devotional service. Having a little faith, at least look into the process, a little appreciation. Maybe the faith is even on the level of having appreciation. You see a devotee somewhere, and you're not practicing yourself, but you appreciate that devotee, or you appreciate you appreciate something, and then you by that appreciation, then you gradually get to the point you say, hey, I'd like to look into this more. I'd like to find out more about this Hare Krishna religion. And then, but in time, through the process, that faith it's not just faith to get started. It's actually increased faith. Faith becomes faith is actually a strong, great basis determining how advanced we are. There's three classes of devotees: third class, second class, first class. So we all start off in Krishna consciousness, third class devotee, which means basically we're materialistic. We're pretty materialistic, and we're just trying to start to get onto the spiritual platform. And we have faith in terms of considering faith. Faith means for the third class devotee means there's little faith, just a little bit of faith, not strong faith. As a third class devotee, if we hear some other philosophy contrary to what we're studying here, we can very easily be deviated. So although we have to start on that platform, we don't want to stay on that platform longer than necessary. Second class devotee, which comes naturally by practicing Krishna consciousness regularly, that second class platform means that our faith becomes actually very strong. We may not be able to make very good arguments. We may not be able to quote hundreds of verses and defeat just anyone who may come up with some good argument, but we become free from doubt. We know, hey, I know I'm experiencing it. I know this is the way. I know this is the best thing I can do with my life. That level, second class devotee means we actually become sadhu, a real actual sadhu, because sadhu means, Srila Prabhupada says, sadhu means someone who is totally convinced that by serving Krishna, this is the very best thing I can do for my life. Sadhu means you're chanting Hare Krishna, you're following the process of Krishna consciousness, and if you had some inclination towards demigod worship and other things that are supposed to bring material benefits in the future, you come to the point that I say, hey, I have no interest in those things. I actually know that I may not be really advanced, but I know that this process is the way to go. So you're completely convinced of that. You're convinced that I definitely don't want to go be merging into that Brahma Jyoti, even though for some people that's a very the actual goal. But sadhu means that we're basically on the path of pure devotional service. Doesn't mean purely liberated. It means on the path of pure devotional service. The definition of pure devotional service: Adyavilasita shunyam jnana karma janapitam anakulyete krishnanushilanam bhaktir uttama. So pure devotional service means that we are we're engaged in devotional service, the service that Krishna wants us to do. Not that I would just say I'm gonna lay out on the beach all day and I'm gonna call that's my devotional service for today. You know, because that's not exactly devotional service. But devotional service, pure devotional service means we're doing what Krishna wants us to do, something that's pleasing to him. It's devotional service, and we are free from the desire for we have no aspiration to do things that to try to increase our sense gratification in life. At least if we do have some desire like that, at least we know that this is not really the goal of life. We're convinced of that, and we are also not desiring to thinking that maybe I'll do some devotional service, but in the end of my goal in life really is I want to just merge in the Brahma Jyoti and forget about everything. We don't have that. So that's pure devotional service means like that. You're doing what Krishna wants, and you're not inclined towards his material sense gratification or the impersonal philosophical idea that would lead to one to merging in the Brahma Jyoti. So that's faith. A second-class devotee, faith is very strong. To come to that level of second-class devotee means we can become steady and fixed in devotional service, and at that point we will advance very quickly. Srila Prabhupada describes like the mango. We're mango season now. So the mango is a new mango is a green mango. It's hard, it's tart, bitter. If you eat it, it's green, like that. But in time, that green mango, if you just leave it in a place and keep it away from the squirrels, we eat a lot of the mangoes out here. If you keep it nicely, then that green mango will gradually turn into a nice, sweet red and yellow mango. So in the same way, if we're following the pure devotional path, as Srila Prabhupada gave us, then we're on the pure devotional platform, not fully liberated, but on the platform, as I was explaining. And in due course of time, then we will come to the point of 100% pure devotional service, to the point of actually realizing Krishna, seeing Krishna, regaining our rasa with Krishna in the spiritual world. Will come like that. Srila Prabhupada, once he was asked, he says, have any of your disciples become pure devotees of Krishna? And he says, all of my disciples are pure devotees of Krishna. Now that sounded like, how's that possible? We're struggling. But the understanding is this: is means on the pure devotional path, following the instructions and the directions of the pure devotee, doing what we're supposed to be doing, and being convinced that this is the best thing I could do the best thing I could do in my life is to be living this way, not aspiring. I don't think that going to heavenly planets or anything like that is going to make me happier. This is actually that's pure devotional service. And if if we're on that level of pure devotional service, then we're the green mango that is gradually becoming ripe. And in due course, by continuing on that path, without giving up that path, then we will go back. We'll become fully Krishna conscious and go back to the spiritual world. But Srila Prabhupada has promised that if we do follow this path all the way through, that we will become fully Krishna conscious and go back to Godhead. I actually losing track of the time here. I have a time limit for when I speak. So um, let's stop speaking here. Are there any questions? I know some of you always have questions. Comments? Anything? Okay. Okay. There's no questions, no comments. That will end for today. And tomorrow, Sunday, tomorrow we have to read Chaitanya Charitamrita. We have Chaitanya Charitamrita on Sundays, and we read Shloka Nectar Book on Fridays, and the rest of the week is Srimad-bhagavatam. So we'll end here. Thank you very much for coming, those who are here and those who are watching outside. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila